Hi, my name's Leo Troy and my research project is Do Lewis Ticket Machines Meet the Needs of Public Transport Users? I was inspired to do this project due to getting the Lewis when I was in school and always noticed that the Lewis ticket machines weren't fully used and that Leap cards seemed to just be the consistent use between all students. So for my research methods that I employed, I used activity analysis and rapid ethnography. I felt like these were the two best methods from the IDEO Learn cards to help observe not only how the users interact with the machines but also how they behave before and after. So for my activity analysis, I conducted 6 observations in 3 Lewis stops, Sandyford, Ballally and St Stephen's Green. I conducted one in the morning, one in the evening in all the spots, just in order to get a wide range of users and to make sure that my data wasn't flawed. So I observed these users and observed their surroundings. I also made sure I was hidden, so in a discrete location, so that the users would not be affected by me and I would not affect their behavior on the machines. Some of the key findings I found from the observation was that 55% of users spent more than 30 seconds with the transaction, and that 37% of users made an error while making their transaction, and this to me highlighted a clear design flaw that I'll discuss later on. My second research method was rapid ethnography. I originally set out my objective for this method, which was my question as stated, and then I grouped my users into different categories. So I had the elderly, I had tourists, and then I had regular users, which kind of consisted of students and commuters, just anyone who I noticed could use it really quickly. Some of the key findings I found in this one was there was a really wide range of transaction times, my longest being 2 minutes and 9 seconds and my shortest being 13 seconds, which highlighted a clear flaw again. So perhaps you could say that it does meet the need of, the machines do meet the needs of some users, but not all, as seen with the regular being 30 seconds, that's 13 seconds, that's extremely quick, while 2 minutes and 9 seconds is not good enough, highlighting a clear error for unfamiliar users. So the key findings from, also a short interview was employed with rapid ethnography, but due to UC policies, it couldn't be with the public. So I did it with 3 or 4 family and friends, and some of the key quotes were, "I don't ever use the ticket machines because they're just too slow. Whenever I come up to Dublin, I always have to ask somebody for help, and Leap cards are easier." Yet again showing that the machines are not fit for use for all users. So my key findings from my observations were the time taken, as stated, and the errors made consistently, and then a third key finding I found was external factors quite a lot of the time played a part. These factors consisted of sun glare, not particularly in Ballally, just in Sandyford and St Stephen's Green, because Ballally's kind of sheltered, the sun didn't play a part. Oncoming Lewises often created pressure between users as they began to rush, as well as if a queue started to form behind them, errors started to compound again and again. Leading into some possible design improvements I could suggest. The first one being an improved user interface, as a lot of the errors I noticed were from the zone selection and where the user was going to travel consistently with the unfamiliar users. So I think a search box could be added, just allowing the user to type in where they want to go. And additionally, artificial intelligence could also be employed, so a user could type in an address, a restaurant, anything, and the Lewis machine will be able to generate them a ticket on the best destination. Secondly, accessibility should be improved. I feel like the sun glare could be addressed through a brightness function. A larger font size could be addressed for user visibility issues, and finally, more language options need to be allowed for tourists. This was consistently a problem for people perhaps not from the main languages, English, Spanish and French. Finally, a suggestion could be mobile tickets. I know this would perhaps hinder my product in the Lewis ticket machines, but there's no way currently to buy a Lewis ticket without using that machine, so I feel like an online option should be available for users as well. Thanks very much.